In this video, I'm going to show you how to clean the Alive Air pollen dust odor sensor. Not a bad idea to clean it perhaps once a year. It's fairly easy to do if you just follow the steps correctly, and will only take about 6 to 10 minutes. What you're going to need is a small Phillips screwdriver, some Windex or glass cleaner, a Q-tip, some kind of a lint-free cloth like a microfiber cloth that's going to attract the dirt inside there. And like I said, it's going to take probably 6 to 10 minutes. The first step is to remove the front cover, and you do that by facing the front of the machine and just running your hands down the side of the right and left of the faceplate. And you notice a little tab there. In this picture, you'll see one of the tabs on the left. You push those in and you're able to pull the cover forward, and it'll lift off the top. So it'll kind of swing toward you, and then you can just lift it off the top. Okay, now that you have the cover off, on the upper left you'll see a little door, and if you push down the little tab as indicated by the arrow, that little door will swing down, and inside you'll see the sensor box, and you'll see the cable which connects it to the electronics of the machine. On the right you'll see the cable hole, and I point that out because sometimes the cable is, some of it's inside the machine, so the cable's very short. You're going to want to just pull that out a little bit if it's short, and as it is in the right picture, so you got a little bit of room to work with the sensor and opening it up. Since you've got it open, a good thing at this point would also be to clean out the chamber that holds the sensor, the outside of the sensor, and also the inside of the faceplate. Get as much dust out of there as possible, because after we clean the lens, we don't want the dust that's on the inside of the faceplate and the chamber to go back into the sensor. Okay, now that you've done that, there's two little screws in the back of the sensor, and they're Phillips head. They're very small, so once you take those off, put them down somewhere carefully. And once you've unscrewed those, the cover will lift off, and underneath you'll see a little bit of circuitry there. And if you grab the sides of the circuit board indicated by the arrows, you can carefully lift that out of its case. And the back side of the circuit is where the two little sensors are. And there they are in the picture. There's actually a lens on the left and a lens on the right. And what we're going to want to do is clean the two lenses with a very small amount of Windex on one end of the Q-tip, and just wipe the front and the back of both lenses. So that there's it's like a little piece of glass, and you want to wipe both sides of the lens. And in the video, you'll actually see me do that. And then once you've done wiping off the two lenses, turn the Q-tip around and use the dry side to dry it off. And then you can use the Q-tip to clean off any other dust in and around the lens. And you'll see that in the video now. Okay, now I have my cover off of the lens, and I put a little Windex on one side. I'm just going to wipe down the inside and the outside of the lens, both lenses on both sides. I just wipe those down with the wet side, turn it around, use the dry side to just kind of dry off the lenses. Okay, then I'm going to use the Q-tip to just kind of clean up any other residual dust or dirt on the lens itself. And then I'm going to pick up the cover for the lens and do the same with the Q-tip. Just kind of clean up if there's any dust in there at all, just to clean it up a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to put the cover back on it and see how it lines up there, and just wiggle it around a little bit till it fits. It's kind of a exacting fit there. Put that on, turn it around, and ready to screw it back together again. Okay, now that we put it back together, now just kind of doing everything in reverse order. Put the two screws in to put the sensor back together. And once you've done that, put the sensor back into the chamber, and it fits at the bottom of that little chamber. And then put the door back on. There's two little tabs at the bottom of the door, and then you just push it and it snaps in there. And then replace the front cover in the reverse fashion too. You just kind of attach the top of the faceplate by leaning the bottom of the faceplate toward you, and then you just swing the cover down away from you until you hear the little two tabs click. And now that you have it back together, since you remove the front cover and unplug the machine, you're going to want to reset the sensor if you're going to use the auto sensors on it, which is shown in another video.